Shalom, shalom. In the love of God, I am home. I am home. I am home. I have traveled far along this road, and now I'm home. Shalom, shalom. In the love of God, I am home.
Good morning and welcome to Unity, spirituality with open hearts and open minds. And I'm so thrilled we've got the cool Diane DePreet on her bass now playing. Isn't that wonderful? And her wonderful partner doing music today. And we don't normally have giant unicorn balloons, but this was on my desk this morning. Today's my birthday. Woo, another year. Yes, yes. It's interesting. I always see each new year as a blessing. Instead of, oh my gosh, I'm getting older, it's like, hey, made it through another year and had fun. So this morning, Lane woke up and he said, oh, now you're only 13 years younger than me instead of 14. That's for about the next 2 weeks, and then he catches up again. So this was on my desk this morning from Sharon, and it's just wonderful. So I had to bring it out so we could all enjoy it, because we're all spiritual unicorns. Each one of us is a unique spark of the divine that could not be replaced by anybody else. And so let us affirm that as we sing Come Light, Light of God, which honors the divine light, the unicorn in each and every one of us. And at home, you're welcome to light your candle as well as we sing Come Light, Light of God. Come light, light of God, give light to creation, enlighten our hearts and remain with your world. Come light, light of God, give light to creation, enlighten our hearts and remain with your world. So now we get to celebrate being together by standing and uniting our voices in our opening song. He's got the whole world in his hand / her hand.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the tiny little baby in his hands. He's got the tiny little baby in his hands. He has the tiny little baby in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hand. He's got the wind and the rain in his hand. He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the wind and the rain in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got my soul and my body in his hands. He's got my soul and my body in his hands. He's got my soul and my body in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Woo!
And we know this is true because we are an authentic, transformative, spiritual community centered in God. We co-create a world that works for all. Oh, please be seated, and I'm so thrilled to welcome Bianca this morning. David is off on an adventure to Unity Village.
I'm going to try to get out from behind this unicorn. All right. There we go. I think that unicorn is amazing. But we all know Pam is a unicorn, right? So it perfectly fits her. So my inspirational reading today is based on what Pam's going to be talking about, which is creativity and the color orange. And I'm not a good person to wear orange. Teresa looks great in orange today. Yeah. So the only thing I had in my closet that had any orange in it was this sweater, which looks like a big flower garden, which I thought, well, for spring, that's a pretty good choice. So I'll just grab that out, and then at least I can say I wore the orange, the color of creativity for the day. So I picked something that I usually do when I get to talk out of my Science of Mind magazine that has always really interesting, inspirational things. And focusing on creativity, this was actually for a day not too long ago, about a week ago. So if you read that, you probably have heard this already. But the topic says, the stir of the soul. And it says, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. And so then it goes on to say this really neat stuff. Being creative means allowing life to move through you. If you silence your own creativity, refusing to give it expression, you betray yourself. Your creativity comes as a seed to be nurtured by your love and attention. A divine muse drops this seed as an idea, an inkling, a possibility, an image, a vision, or an urge, luring you to come play in the creative field. A new playmate catches you unexpectedly, enticing you out of your linear realm into an imagination of unlimited potential. If you don't believe in your creative expression, it will never see the light of day. It will be challenged by apprehension as your confidence fluctuates. This is a cool sentence. You are an alchemist who brings the hint of the possible into form. The more you illuminate the stir of your soul, the more excited you become to bring it to life, irrespective of what others think. It has chosen you as its place of birth. It will enter this world with your unique characteristics. Be real with what you are loving into reality. If you don't deliver this gift to the world, no one else ever will. It is your contribution to give, and without you, it would never be expressed. And the affirmation here is, I am a confident, creative canal for new possibilities to birth themselves into reality. I thought, wow, there's a lot there, So I have never thought of myself as all that creative because I'm more of an engineering type than a artsy type. But my creativity is in the kitchen. I love to cook. And I thought, okay, that's what I do well. I'm creative when I'm cooking. Okay. So anyway, that's creative, and Pam's going to talk all about creativity. So let me get to the daily word today, which is also one of my favorites. Healing. We all need healing in different ways. God's healing power is moving through me. I am open and receptive to God's healing power within me and within my dear ones. I trust with absolute faith that God is greater than any worldly condition. I cannot limit God. I listen to the still small voice within and feel guided along my healing journey. If fear and worry get the better of me and I start to feel anxious, I call forth the healing power of the indwelling Christ. I spiritually surrender my concerns. When I pray for my dear ones, I do not focus on their condition. Rather, I see them as the divine beings that they are, whole, prosperous, and spiritually perfect. As I pray, I perceive God's healing presence moving through me and my beloved. This presence is the health beyond the illness, the abundance beyond the insufficiency, and the life beyond death. It is the truth of my life. And from Isaiah 58, your healing shall spring up quickly. Healing. Thank you.
So now we get to settle in together into a time of prayer and meditation. And as part of it this day, I'm going to do a piece called Repairing the World that comes from the Kabbalah. And it's not real short, it's a little longer, but just I'm going to invite you to just settle in and allow it to move through you and to touch you at depth, because with watching the news, with everything that is going on in the Middle East right now, to pray for peace and to repair the world is our deepest and truest calling, whatever our spiritual tradition. So from the Jewish tradition, repairing the world from a deep spiritual perspective. But let's begin by settling in together, linking this outer sanctuary that we co-created and are blessed to share, and moving into the inner sanctuary that came with us from that first breath and will be with us beyond the last breath, that inner place of our soul where we can commune with the divine always and forever. Settle into your inner sanctuary as we unite our voices and let each one of us be carried on a wave of love and presence into our inner sanctuaries, sitting in the midst of soul brothers and sisters. Sanctuary.
Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you.
And so we each begin in this holy moment, feeling Mother Earth beneath our feet, where we are nourished and sustained on this journey of life. Father, sky above our heads, with lights by day and by night, and the fresh breezes of new possibilities. And all around us, that presence of the divine in all of the created world of nature, with mineral, plant, animal, and human kingdoms, as well as the spiritual presences that move in and through and with us as we co-create this world together. Feel that divine world all around you. Take a moment to be in gratitude for all that has happened previously in your life and has brought you to this holy moment. Be in gratitude for the unfoldings of your life right now, and feel the presence of grace gently moving all around and through you to bring peace that passes all understanding to you in this holy moment. And now be in gratitude for that which lies before you and that which is yet to come, knowing that as you move forward, you never walk alone. And you can choose day by day, moment by moment, how you wish to be present in the world and how you can share your unique gifts and be open to receive the unique gifts of others as well. I invite you in this sacred space to bring all the prayers that are yours this day, silently or aloud, however you are so guided. Surrender, release your prayers, and open to receive their unfolding in ways that will surprise you and bring wonder and awe to your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul. We offer these prayers and we welcome their unfoldings. Unity of Pam. We add to these prayers all of those entrusted to our High Watch prayer chaplains, written, spoken, or sent soul to soul. And we unite our hearts in this moment with all of those who pray for peace and who seek to repair the world through unconditional love, and each one of our presence in this world. Receive this inspiration, not only for yourself, but for all of the lives that you will touch and all of the prayers for peace that you hold for one and all. Repairing the world. In the beginning, before there were any beginnings or endings, there was no place that was not already God. And we shall call this unimaginable openness Ein Sof, without end, without beginning, Ein Sof. And then came the urge to give life to our world and us. But there was no place that was not already God. And so Ein Sof breathed in to make room. As a father steps back, so his child will walk to him. And we call this withdrawing Tenzum. Into the emptiness, Ein Sof put vessels and begin to fill them with divine light as a mother places bowls in which to pour her delicious soup. And we call these vessels Kelem. As the light poured forth, a perfect world was being created. Think of it, a world without greed and cruelty and violence. But then something happened, and the Kelem shattered. No one knows why. Perhaps the bowls were too frail, perhaps the light too intense, perhaps Ein Sof was learning. After all, no one makes perfect the first time. With the shattering of the bowls, the divine sparks flew everywhere, some rushing back to Ein Sof, some falling, trapped in the broken pieces to become our world and us. Though this is hard to believe, the perfect world is all around us. But broken and jagged pieces like puzzles thrown on the floor, the picture lost, each piece needing someone to put them back together again. We are that someone. There is no one else. We are the ones who can find the broken shards, remember how they fit together, and rejoin them. And this we call the repair of the world, Tikkun Olam. In every moment, with every act, we heal our world and us. We are all holy sparks dulled by separation. But when we meet and talk and eat and make love, when we work and play and disagree with holiness in our eyes, we see Ein Sof everywhere, and our brokenness will end. Then our bowls will be strong enough to hold the light, and our light gentle enough to fill the bowls. As we repair the world together, we will learn that there is no place that is not God. In every moment and every act, we heal our world and us. Let us create in this moment of prayer and meditation bowls that will be strong enough to hold the light, and infill those bowls with a gentle light of unconditional love till they fill to overflowing. And through the chalice of our hearts, with our overflowing love and light, we will repair the world together and behold the divine in one and all. For this we have been sent. Let your light so shine. In this moment, rededicate yourself to the calling of your soul that brought you into this incarnation, and open in willingness to be present to do that which is yours to do for the betterment of all. We unite as one light, but individual sparks of that divine presence, each unique and wonderful. We open to repair the world and to look with eyes of a child, to see it unfolding in small and large ways all around us. As we return once again to our outer lives and to the calling that has brought us into this world in this time and this place, amid the blessings of this spiritual family and community. Let us link this inner and outer realm as we rededicate ourselves to unconditional love and peace and grace as we sing Sanctuary, linking inner and outer with the oneness and yet the uniqueness they each hold.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, dried
sanctuary for you. Love, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. And so it is. Take a moment and just in silence look around and give thanks for all of the kindred souls who are sharing this moment and this rededication with you. And now our special music, I Believe in You, for truly I do.
I wanted to introduce Glenn Hellman. His name wasn't on the program today, but Glenn Hellman on guitar.
Yes.
I don't believe in superstars, fast food and foreign cars. I don't believe the price of gold, the certainty of growing old. That right is right and left is wrong, that north and south can't get along. That east is east and west is west, and being first is always best. But I believe in love. I believe in babies. I believe in mommies and daddies, and I believe in you. I don't believe that heaven waits for only those who congregate. I like to think of God as love. He's down below, he's up above. He's watching people everywhere. He knows who does and doesn't care. And I'm an ordinary man. Sometimes I wonder who I am. But I believe in love. I believe in music. I believe in magic. And I believe in you. I know with all my certainty what's going on with you and me is a good thing. It's true. I believe in you. I don't believe virginity is as common as it used to be. In working days and sleeping nights, that black is black and white is white. That Superman and Robin Hood are still alive in Hollywood. That gasoline's in short supply of bomb. Let's do it again. And I believe in love. I believe in old folks. I believe in children. And I believe in you. I don't believe virginity is as common as it used to be. In working days and sleeping nights, that black is black and white is white. That Superman and Robin Hood are still alive in Hollywood. That gasoline's in short supply, the rising cost of getting high. But I believe in love. I believe in old folks. I believe in children. And I believe in you. I believe in love. I believe in babies. I believe in mommies and daddies. And I believe in you. Thank you.
That they played that for me recently, and they said, "Do you think this would work at Unity?" And I went, "Oh yeah." And they said, well, we're going to do it on the 14th. I said, perfect. My birthday. What a present. Thank you. That's wonderful. I love it. Oh, music is wonderful, isn't it? Oh, we're talking about creativity today. We're talking about the second chakra, moving up. Last week we talked about love as lived embodiment. It's about that tribal connection, and our mantra was all is one. And it's about baptism, where you accept and bless your physical form as your foundation, your starting place. Now we move up to the next level. Now that we've blessed the vessel that we've been given to move around in, although some of us might have wanted to pick a different form at different points in our lives. I remember when I was in high school, I came home crying. I was overweight, stringy hair, glasses, braces for buck teeth, a total wallflower, shy, and my mother and her best friend were sitting at the dining room table having some coffee, and I came in, tears, and I said, I want to be skinny and beautiful and have big boobs and be a cheerleader. And my mom and her best friend, Mary Kendall, bless you, Mary, bless you, Mom, looked at me and they said, honey, they said, you're going to be a late bloomer. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I looked at him and I said, I don't want to wait, I want it now. And they said, you're just right, just the way you are. There's a reason for everything. And there was. If I had led a different life, I would not have been reading Edgar Cayce at age 11. It's so interesting how our culture is so rigid about what is considered beauty, what is considered acceptable, how we define our sensuality and our sexuality. Because this chakra has to do with not only creativity, but sexuality and sensuality. It's about how do we take this form we've been given, that we baptized and blessed, and how do we share it with the world in communion? And I remember when I first started studying chakras and Kabbalah, there was an element of that I have to admit I was uncomfortable around. Even though I was a child of the 50s who matured in the 60s, where everything opened up, I realized there was this deep-set spiritual thing that said, spirit good, body bad. Being in prayer, good. Making love, bad. And I realized how damaged we have been in accepting our creative nature. It was divinely created. We didn't come up with that all on our own. It was the way the world was created so that we could commune ideally at a level of depth that brought us in harmony with another in body, mind, heart, and soul. Whether it's making love with our physical bodies with someone or making love with our hearts as we're present with someone that we care about who needs our loving support. We had way too narrow a vision of what that meant. It's time to expand it and realize the power of this. One of the things that broke this open for me was when I was in ministerial school, and Barbara Marx Hubbard, the futurist, came to Unity Village and spoke with us. I then later got to go to her first conference for the Universal Human outside of San Francisco, which was really amazing. But one of the things that she said, in this time period, there are some women in particular who have made a covenant to, rather than being procreators and giving birth to children, are coming in as co-creators. They're supposed to take that energy and create things with it, and also expand that lens out from what does it mean to procreate, to be not just physical, but heart, love. I was never blessed to have physical babies give birth. I had multiple miscarriages when I was younger. But then, through my work, I taught multi-handicapped children. I was a one-on-one teacher, nurse, therapist for a little girl that was a near-drown victim. I was like her mom. And then as I've done my work as a nurse, as a chaplain, as a minister, I realize I get to be mom in all kinds of ways. And that it's that universal sense of being Divine Mother. And then I was blessed to marry Lane and got a whole family of kids and grandkids and now great-grandkids. So I got to co-create with my life's work, but I got to procreate not with my body, but with my heart. That's equally important. Jack Angelus talks about this center. He calls it the sacral center. It's called the gate of creativity. It's called Isad in the Kabbalah. It's called the partnership chakra by Carolyn Mace. So it has a number of different names. But it's not only creativity and sexuality, it's also the seat of our joy. The Christian sacrament that represents this is communion. It's sharing the elements of life with another and with others. It's reaching beyond yourself and seeing others and accepting and beholding them as one. The mantra for this is honor one another. That's what true communion is. That's what true making love, whether it's body, mind, heart, or soul, is. It's honoring another. And so it's a place of joy, and it is deeply connected with our throat chakra. I'd never heard that before, but it makes sense because that creative energy, you then have to give voice to it and express it with the words you speak, the things you share. And so the throat and this chakra dance between one another, and I love that. The thing that he shared that I had never heard before, that as soon as I read, I went, this is absolutely true. He said, this center is also the place of our true self that came into being as a playful, creative, and joyful child of love, the inner child. The place of being birthed, giving birth to, being born. That's the energy of that chakra. And your inner child is that which links your soul with your outer life of physicality. A lot of us have done depth work with healing the inner child because we know that there have been many traumas that have happened to different people over their lives. But he says the heart's counsel is the one that can retrieve the wisdom of our inner child. And then we can look at the world with spontaneity, joy, wonder, and magic. Unicorns. Jesus, the great way shower, said, be like little children. That didn't mean shrink physically. It meant, remember when you were a kid, how you felt. Each new day was something new. You were willing to let things drop out of the boxes. In fact, most children take great joy in taking boxes and turning them upside down, and then turning the box into something else. People are always amazed. I got this wonderful present, and all the kid did was play with the box. One of my favorite things that my mom ever made for me was when I was a little tiny girl, she got a great big refrigerator box and turned it into my purple playhouse in the backyard. took a box and just absolutely blew the doors literally off of it and turned it purple because that was my favorite color. And so to see the world with the eyes of wonder lets you see that divine presence all around you. Being willing to look with the eyes of imagination lets you co-create things that aren't there right now, but that you know are possible and that you are here to help create. He says, the heart teaches that with soul guidance, we can become co-creators with the source and with oneness. Isn't that wonderful? It's with the soul's guidance that comes through the heart and through this chakra of co-creation and shared embodiment of communion with the world and with life. William Blake, the great writer, said that every natural effect has a spiritual cause. And because of that, he believed that there was this perennial spirituality, which I've always believed in. I call it the golden thread that weaves through all spiritual traditions. Because when you get down to it at the very core, they're all about love and being as best a person as you can possibly be. And he said that perennial spirituality is the thing that will repair the world because it brings us together in oneness. It lets us honor each other no matter what our spiritual paths. And it also reminds us that we don't have to be trapped in regulations or rules, that rather than those outer rules, our heart and our soul now take charge and rule. Charles Fillmore, who created Unity, talked about the subconscious realm, that we have these 12 centers of spiritual power. And he said that our purpose in life is to begin to move from personal to spiritual consciousness, to train deeper and deeper with all of these levels of powers. That in Unity he called the 12 powers, but they match up with the chakras and the Kabbalah and the Christian sacraments as different levels with which we can bless. Carolyn Mace calls this chakra the partnership chakra. She said, Assad is about our communal connections with one another. It's about the covenants that we make between us and the divine and between one another. It's not by accident that one of our deeper communions is the ritual of marriage, where two souls choose to commit to walk the path of life together. And I am so thrilled that I am living in a time period where we've taken that and knocked it out of the box that put limits on what that looks like. Love is what is most important. She says that these spiritual centers help us grow in a sense of centeredness and spiritual power. It provides a spiritual and external guidance system. It's our GPS, and it doesn't go off course like ones that you use in your car do. My mother and I were up outside of Boston, and the GPS in the car, we're going over a bridge, and it says turn right. That's outer GPS. And I went, I'm not going to do that. Turn right, recalculating. And I looked down and I realized there was a clover leaf underneath the bridge just before it got to the river. That's what it was reading. It was reading down here, but I was traveling up here. Our spiritual guidance, my spiritual guidance said, as well as my logic, don't turn right, no matter what this says. And so this is reminding us that we can rely on outer GPS to a degree, but always trust the inner one, the one that comes from your heart and your soul. There's a wonderful book by Rabbi Shoni Labowitz that we studied a few years back, in fact, a lot of years back, called Miraculous Living. And she says this: creativity is the foundation on which you regenerate and revitalize your life. Creativity is the force of God that dwells within your spirit and moves you to birth new life, new opportunities, and new accomplishments. With creativity, you can solve the most difficult problem and fulfill the most challenging goal. You will realize that although you are one with humanity, you were born unique to God and vital to this universe. Don't you love that? Creativity is our way of getting out of boxes. It's a way of finding a new way to give meaning to our life, to understand our relationships from a higher perspective, to have that higher GPS. The Gospel of Magdalene is something that I love. And one of the passages in it talks about the great tree and the boughs of the great tree. And the first one, the tribal level, is about love and compassion. It ties in together with last week's all is one. The second bough of the tree of Magdalene's great tree of spirituality is that of wisdom and understanding. And I don't know about you, but living love, I need a lot of wisdom and understanding along the way to figure things out and to navigate and to negotiate, honoring one another. It takes wisdom and understanding to be in partnership with another person. Carolyn Mace in Anatomy of the Spirit reminds us of something amazing that comes from the Jewish tradition. Within you is a God spark waiting to be freed. We in Unity speak about the light within us all the time. It is encased in a shell called a klipa. A klipa is a veil that hides your potential yet to be born, aspects of your life yet to be lived, unknown territories you have yet to travel. Klipat, which is the plural, are illusions of fullness that stifle growth, block creativity, and limit divine energy. It's that logical mind rather than moving with the heart. As you dismantle the klipat, your God spark is released. Your soul soars and you open to new ways of being. Then you are ready to step into the unknown with faith and trust that God will lead the way. Dismantling the illusion that the outer world gives us and seeing with spiritual eyes that lets us commune with our true essence and with the true essence of others and with our world. Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shalomeh tells a story, and he says, traditionally, kings and queens who are rulers have crowns or halos or both that are shining with stones and with light to remind you this is the king and this is the queen. If they were dressed like everybody else, you might not notice them. So that is the marker of kings and queens. In spiritual paintings, you always see the halos above the angels, above Jesus and Mary. Halos and crowns, that's that crown chakra being open to connect to the divine, to then infill you so that every level of being, all the way down to your roots in the ground, are blessed and flowing with this divine light. And he says that those are the markers for them, but that this is a new time. Now the time is that as children of God, we are all empowered light bearers. When we touch the infinite, there is no need to wear a crown. We already radiate the light of God. Isn't that beautiful? All divine children of God. We don't need an outer crown, although I always loved tiaras when I was a kid, because that light infills us and guides our way. Edgar Casey, in speaking of the Egyptian mystery schools, said that this second level chakra, this place of creativity and soul, is actually the place of soul ascent. It's where the soul begins to move up from that foundational place of entry and up through into expression. And he says, here begins the entering on light and living beyond the physical self. Isn't that beautiful? The physical self is wonderful, but we're meant to go beyond that. One of my key instructors in ministerial school, he was actually the dean of the ministerial school. We became dear personal friends. And he had something that he used to tell us in classes, and he said, we are meant to share this world and to figure things out and to be in communion with each other. He said, people drive me crazy, and I have to remember that I behold the Christ in you because sometimes the rest of you drives me nuts. And the other thing that he said was that if you were meant to do this all by yourself, we'd each have our own planets. Instead, we have this shared realm where we get to walk side by side, be in communion with one another, and to learn how to behold the divine in everything and everyone. Jack Angelo, in Love Has Seven Colors, said the call of the soul is so urgent in our world right now. The world that we've created from negative thinking, worry, anxiety, fear, separation, anger, despair. Sound familiar? We have a choice. Do we add to that, or do we begin to co-create something different? He says heart-centeredness in the sacral center tells us that the only guidance of the soul is capable of turning this tide. It is time we give unconditional love a chance. Love embodied through that chakra. In A Course of Love, it says this: you have not known the secret yearning in the hearts of your brothers and sisters, nor have you known that it matches your own. For every being, there is a natural state of being that is joyful, effortless, and full of love. If you create the union of human and divine as a new state of being, this choice will eternally be yours. It will be a choice of your creation, a choice devoid of fear. It will be a new choice. So I invite you to begin to co-create, beginning in your imagination, a world of peace, beginning within yourself, your home, your city, your nation, the world, and beyond. But realize that you are here. You've been called to be here. And you responded to that call, or you'd still be in the realm of spirit, or you would have gone back already. We each have things to contribute. And so remember that your true self lies in that center of your creativity, your sexuality, your sensuality, your ability to commune and to love at every level of being, body, mind, heart, and soul. May we rededicate ourselves, and here begin the entering into the light and the living beyond the physical self, that the kingdom of heaven is made manifest. It's here, but we need to make it manifest in, through, and as us. Let us pray. Oh, abiding presence of Spirit, inner Christ light, ever with us. Guide us and inspire us to remember that we are empowered light bearers, that we have been sent to radiate the light of God, not just from that crown chakra, but all the way down through us, through our creativity that honors others, and through our tribal root that reminds us we are all one. May we together enter into light and live that higher spiritual guidance that will allow us to change our world, solving the most difficult problems, fulfilling the most challenging goals, because the divine presence is in filling us and guiding us, welcoming us to this world. May we see our world this week with the eyes of a child. May we see joy and wonder and magic and unicorns. And so it is. Om, amen, and blessed be. Oh, are you ready to stand up and sing? We're going to do Breathe Through Me. And breath is the divine presence. It's that every breath you take is a welcoming in of spirit and then a breathing out of spirit as you. It's an exchange of energy. It's the flow of the universe. It is your light. It is your love. It is your soul, your breath.
Breathe through me, breathe through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, breathe through me, breathe through me, breathe through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, breathe through me, live through me, live through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, live through me, live through me, live through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, live through me, speak through me, speak through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, speak through me, speak through me, speak through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, speak through me, think through me, think through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, think through me, think through me, think through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, think through me, feel through me, feel through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, feel through me, feel through me, feel through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, feel through me, sing through me, sing through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, sing through me, sing through me, sing through me. Oh, blessed Spirit, sing through me. Bless you. Please be seated.
Now is the time in our service where we collect the offering. So please take out your offering and say along with me the saying that we say every week. as we bless our offering and bring it to unity. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's life is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's life is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's light is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's life is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul.
Oh, we open our hearts with profound gratitude for the presence of each one of you in our shared world, for your generosity of spirit to serve love and light and peace. We give thanks for your generosity of your physical blessings that allow us to be a presence here in the world as unity of Port Townsend. Each gift you give is blessed and go forth to be blessing as well. May these gifts be lifted into highest service in right and perfect time and ways that bless one and all. We are so grateful for all the blessings given and received through this spiritual family we call unity. May each one feel blessed and blessing, and so it is. Amen, and blessed be. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you.
And now it's time for announcements before we end up having wonderful snacks and birthday cake. Yes. Ooh. So, speaking of snacks and birthday cake, I noticed that the list for signing up for coffee hour did not have too many names on it for the next few weeks. So if you enjoy all the wonderful snacks and things that we have and enjoy coffee hour, please go ahead and sign up after service on that sign-up sheet. Pam and I talked about this over the week and said, if we don't get enough names on this sign-up sheet, then next Sunday we're going to have a little basket, and we're going to have things in there that say, make coffee, bring snack, or clean up, and we're going to pass it around, and everybody's going to get to pick one that they're going to do to be part of everything we have here. So if you don't want us to do that next week, then please volunteer today so that we don't have to do that. It's sort of like she was telling me Girl Scout camp, where you had to pull a chore. And, you know, sometimes you got dishes, and sometimes you got to cook, and sometimes you got to do the campfire, and other times you had to sweep the floor. And so, you know, these are all fun things to do. Coffee and snack. Loading a dishwasher is pretty easy. At least you don't have to do the dishes. You just put them all in the dishwasher. So keep that in mind. other things to talk about, of course. We have lots of things coming up, meditations, sound bath, kirtan, lots of things on the website and in the newsletter. And after service today, and after we all get sugared up with some cake and snacks, today is the day where this storage room behind the wall here is needing some hands to move things, and especially anybody who feels strong enough to lift a few of those big tubs that have all the Festival of Lights stuff in it that need to go up on shelves. We also have lots of banners and things that need sorting, so if you're not feeling like moving boxes, you can be sorting banners and posters and things that are left over from God knows how many different things we have done over the years. But it's time to get that thing organized. And Pam said this would be the best birthday present that you could give her, would to be lending your hand so she doesn't have to do it with her and Beverly only. That everybody, as we all know, many hands make light work. We can get it all done and be happy that it's nice and done. So coming up, some highlights. April 20th, Eileen Meyer is presenting Great Mother Rising in the evening. May 4th, there's going to be Richard Russell Group concert here, One World concert with some beautiful music, and David Michael, the harpist, will be performing, as well as Richard Russell and 3 other people, I believe, and there's a poster out on the table out there that explains it, and you can buy the tickets online through Richard Russell's website. And May 5th, the day after that, Niobe Weaver will be doing a sound bath workshop in the afternoon. And then, of course, we all want you to know that in June, we're going to have the Into the Mystic Intuitive Fair. And this coming Thursday, we're going to have a group organizing, and Sarah Nash is going to be the organizer for this and asking lots of people to come and help get that all organized. And we're going to have, tarot card readings and all sorts of healers and astrologers and fun things coming up in that Into the Mystic Fair. So please, if you're interested in helping out, let's do that. I do also want to mention that if you have something that is heavy on your heart and you need somebody to pray with you, Shakti is holding the High Watch today, and she is happy to pray with you an affirmative prayer. And in the back, we have the prayer box if you would like to write down a prayer. And we have all the prayer chaplains pray over them, and then they get sent to Unity at Silent Unity, keeps those prayers for 30 days, praying over them. And David took all of our prayers from last week and took them to Unity Village and put them into the Silent Unity Chapel. So all those that you had been sending in over the last few weeks, David is praying over himself right now at Unity Village. So that's very special. So I want to say that at this moment, we're going to wheel out the birthday cake. And while we're doing that, I would like all of you to start forming the circle around while we get ready to sing. And then Pam is going to go to the middle, and we're all going to sing happy birthday to Pam before we sing our big song.
Oh, look.
And we have a unicorn candle with a unicorn horn right in the middle here.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, and it's actually, today is actually the day of Pam's
Yes.
birthday, the 14th. So it's a very special, special day. And we're going to sing happy birthday first, okay?
Okay.
So,
oh, look
here
at
we
the
go.
Unicorn cake.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pam. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Thank you.
Big wish.
I feel like a kid. Yes, thank you.
Yay! All right, now
Yes.
we're ready for the peace song. I'm going to put this thing down.
Okay.
Come on, now,
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. And we know the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Go forth blessed and blessing. Woo, and thank you for sharing my birthday. Woo! And cake. That is a beautiful cake. Beautiful cake. Thank you so much for doing the platform today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
This one is done.
birthday, dear Pam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Hi, 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 cutie. We got the same memo for the color. Whoops, oopsie. Let me turn that off.
Yeah, that's good. It's off.